Hi friends, welcome to another blush video. I have a few items here that I purchased from Sephora and I wanted to be conservative. I had my eye on these for a little bit and decided, okay, let's make the plunge. One of them being the Haus Labs Cream Color Fuse Glassy Blush Sticks. Highly anticipating how these compare to Mother's Colourbalm Divine Blush something sticks, so many names. And also I picked up Danessa's Lowlight, which Sylvie, an internet friend of mine, highly recommended. And I actually was thinking about buying this when I bought the Say Do bronze and I skipped on it. I'm like, calm down. That's enough money for the week. But you know what? We got it in the shade Low Key. But let's get into these blush bombs. I called it a blush stick, but it is blush bomb. And judging from how the texture appeared online, I very much likened it to the Colourbalm stick. Have to say though, I much prefer the packaging of the Haus Labs, a little more high-end than Pat's. The Colourbalm from Pat McGrath Labs, pink plastic with the gold tape, whereas the entire unit is this silver chrome and you have the Haus Labs logo on the top cap. I decided to get the shade Lilac, or is it, what's the official? Glassy Lilac, as well as Glassy Tangelo, because although I had my eye on Glassy Rosette and I think it was maybe Hibiscus, that more nude mauve shade, I was like, listen, if you're gonna buy another blush product, have it so it's a little more on the higher extreme end of your shades or what you already have in your collection. I have a lot of nude and soft moments when it comes to cream blushes, so I decided to go with the lilac and this tangerine shade, which I'm excited to try. This eyebrow is looking strange. Hold on. You know what? It's because I gotta do a little cleanup. That's why. I gotta do a cleanup, but I need the right brush. Just a touch of this. A little bit. Give them a brush. Okay, that's a little better. Let's swatch first, shall we? Allow me to pull up the product page on Sephora in order to get the correct shade description. And also, why don't we go over what to expect from this product formula-wise? It says here, a serum-based high pigment blush with more than 70% skincare and proprietary complexes that hydrate and make skin look plumper, all in a long-wearing glassy balm. Very much, I think, mimics what the Colourbalm from PML was going for, marrying the skincare and the makeup elements into one product and not recognizing it as a solo makeup product, but something that provides the skincare benefits like conditioning and delivering the glassy skin effect, which you typically just get from skincare. But now with the color involved, you could get both pigment and glass. Okay, Glassy Lilac is a lavender shade, and let's pop this off. I actually like how the I guess you call this the tube component, I'm not entirely sure, mimics the actual color of the product, and it turns up like so. Actually, does it clip? There's not a strong mechanism to indicate that it's all the way down, but there's a little bit of resistance there. And again, this is Glassy Lilac. Wow, on the first swig, texture feels nice and smooth, and Glassy Tangelo is giving orange. That's what it says. I'm excited because, listen, I had my eye on Pat's Electric Bloom. I think Glassy Tangelo is a nice alternative, right? And whoa, okay, that's nice color right there. It's kind of giving Electric Bloom, more on the orange side, which is to be expected, but my goodness, the texture, wow, I like that a lot. Let me just, allow me to swatch one of the Colourbalms. This is Sun-Kissed Seduction. You know, I think that the Colourbalms are not as pigmented. And I'm not saying that as a bad or good thing. Maybe because they're just a little more translucent, but I can't establish that until I've tried the other shades, you know what I mean? And let's go into the Yummy Skin Lowlighter, which Danessa had explained on one of her lives. If you haven't checked out her Teach Me Tuesdays, you absolutely must, because a great opportunity to grab insight behind Danessa's products directly from the creator herself, and just gaining that perspective in regards to why she decided on said texture. And yes, I do have my eye on her My Kit Co brush collaboration. I would like to purchase eventually one of the curated sets if they're still available. Who knows? Now, the lowlights, Danessa had said, specifically formulated to address texture and highlight. As we know, typically formulated highlighter products are shinier and have that pearl sheen finish on the skin that unfortunately can accentuate texture. Therefore, Danessa wanted to develop a product that not only will provide highlight but will also have a blurring effect on the skin. Thus the name Lowlight. And in terms of photography, more of like a dim light that just, I think, has a softer effect on the skin, but definitely still has a highlight effect on the photo. I decided to purchase the shade Low Key, which from what I remember, I think it's like the universal peachy shade. There are 4 shades in all, and I decided to get, yes, Low Key. It is the peachy gold and very much likens to the Blurring Balm Flushed, and it's within the Blurring Balm subcategory in the brand, where these products are formulated to blur and maintain complexion, what's the word? Integrity, to not look greasy. Oh gosh, I ran out of room. Here we go. Oh, that's smooth. I like how that looks. I think I want to go in with this first, actually, because maybe we can achieve a little bit of highlight and blush isness at the same time. Should I do my finger? Let's try fingers. Very smooth to the touch. Creamy. Whoa. Tapping on the lower part of my cheekbone and carrying it a little higher. Just so you know, I do have the Dior Star filter on my cheekbone. That's what I've always been doing, you know what I mean? But ooh, that's pretty. So head on, you can detect that peachy hue. I know the light right now is definitely amplifying the highlight, but I enjoy the fact that it's giving sheen and providing a little bit of highlight, subtle in that regard, but not accentuating texture, for sure. That is lovely. However, now I do want to get into these guys, and the way I've been applying all types of cream blush products is to first prep them on the back of my hand. Now, I understand on the Instagrams people just swipe on the skin. I think that's just for marketing purposes, to showcase the glide and silkiness of the product texture, but I'm gonna be consistent with how I've been applying these types of products, okay? And I have Glassy Lilac on and punching from the back of hand, and now onto the skin. That's pretty. You know, I didn't expect anything less. I saw immediately from what ooh, this is soft. I pressed a little too hard, and it is summertime, so these products, I think you have to be careful with how much pressure you apply, because they probably will melt. But that's lovely. It's definitely giving glass skin effect, and I don't smell anything from the product. Is that... It's not. I don't think so. I think that's just my mind playing tricks on me. I'm gonna bring it up higher. Ooh, that's pretty. I didn't think, you know what? No. I like how it's still chill. Even though it's lavender, the way it translates, I feel still soft overall, giving me blushed, okay? Now though, I wanna see Tangelo, because I think Tangelo is gonna be a lot of fun. And why not? We can go straight in, and it's look how, okay, that speaks for itself. Now, directly on the skin, how well will this blend out? I think I'm smelling the acai berry. That's what I'm smelling, because I was like, is that berry something? I don't know. But directly on the skin and then pouncing to blend is not a bad approach either. And ooh, that's pretty. I'm happy I went with the Tangelo, because I thought it would be wildly appropriate for the season, as much as I don't like the summertime. I understand the desire to replicate that sun-toasted look, okay? And as I demonstrated, incredibly easy to apply either from back of hand or directly from stick to cheek. okay? Consistent, I think, with the Pat McGrath. You have that glassy skin finish that's not tacky. It doesn't feel sticky on the skin, but there is an apparent dewy finish. I'm just adding a little bit of foundation here on the bottom edge because I just probably took Tangelo a little too low, but all good. Now going in with low key, but higher on the cheekbones, as I think the glassy skin or glass blush stick provides really nice, a nice platform to lay the low light on and just enhances the natural highlight that occurs when applying the glass skin blush. I like it. I think it's great that Haus Labs decided to go with the lilac and the orange, the more vibrant shades that don't exist. Well, in the Colourbalm lineup, Pat did go with the electric bloom shade that likens to Glassy Tangelo and the hot magenta, like the hot fuchsia shade. But there's no like lavender. I think the closest is maybe, well, this is Fluorotique, and maybe Divine Rose has more of like that mauve finish to the shade. I had my eye on Nudalore, which I have not yet purchased, but maybe one of these days. It had gone on sale at one point. It's still on my radar. What do you expect? I'm happy with the Glassy Blush Balm. I highly recommend it. If you had your eye on these, go for it. My apologies for not getting more shades, but I'm trying to, like, you know, stay calm about acquiring too much makeup, especially cream type of products that inevitably have a shorter shelf life. Are these, can you wear these on the lips? I forgot to check. Yes, for lips, tap and blend into lips. Okay, why don't we go in with Glassy Lilac as my lip shade of choice. My poor stick already got like massacred. Oh, that's pretty. I like Glassy Lilac on the lip, and you can tap it so that it has more of like a blurred effect. Oh, that's pretty. Wiped that off to see how Glassy Tangelo looks. Yeah, these have like a berry scent to them. It's not overpowering, however. I think it's tolerable, but I just wanted to put it out there in case you're like me and are highly sensitive to fragrance. The PML Colourbalm doesn't have any fragrance at all, just so you know. I purposefully dabbed beyond my lip line, again, just to kind of soften that finish. Now you can clearly see the color is there, but that glassy effect I don't think as detectable on the lips as it is on the cheeks. If you want extra shine from this product on the lip, then I would suggest you go in with a separate gloss. And that is it. I just wanted to hop on here and try these products with you, friends, in case you had these on your radar and were wondering how they performed, if you're around my skin tone and had your eye on the Lilac and Tangelo shade. I'm happy with these, and it is a first impressions. I'm just trying these out now, but just how I was heavily acquainted with Pat's Colourbalm sticks and anticipated how the Glassy Blush Balms would be similar in performance. They most certainly are. The texture is similar. The colors obviously are not. So I think at this point, it's just a matter of preference, whether you go with the Pat McGrath or the Haus Labs, and also price. As the Haus Labs go for $34, and let me see, and where are these made? Made in Korea. That makes sense. This is a Korean type of a gig. The Koreans love the glass skin finish with their skincare, whereas Pat's blush balms were made in Italy. But the Koreans most definitely have a monopoly on the glass skin game for sure. Speaking of Pat, I want to try the Dramatique Mega Lip Pencil. Would like to pick one or two shades up. The Divine Cream Blush retails for $29. It's cheaper. Maybe because of the packaging. Maybe because it's made in Korea. Maybe because there's more skincare going on in the Haus Labs versus Pat McGrath. Now, again, in terms of formula, I mean, similar. It's hard to make a distinction between the formulas, like which one's more dewy, more glassy, more zhuzhy. They both feel the same. I think it's just a matter of what packaging you prefer and the color range, right? Again, Pat has a lot of pink, peaches, and the more vibrant colors like Electric Bloom, and the other one, what's it called here? Luscious Lotus. Whereas the Haus Labs lineup, I think a little more eclectic, especially with the inclusion of Glassy Lilac. The peach pink is actually quite light. Glassy Hibiscus was the original shade I was going for. Glassy Rosette you can't go wrong with. The black cherry shade. Glassy Watermelon I think will look lovely. I do feel, however, that there might be a little more color in the Haus Labs, just based off my experience, because with the Divine Blush color bombs from PML, the point was that it offers a watercolor effect on the skin to, again, imbue that glassy skin finish with a little bit of color, and you would have to build up the product on your cheeks to achieve that, right? Whereas the Haus Labs, I think the color richness is starting a little higher from the get. Maybe that's just me, but let me know down below if you happen to have purchased both yourself and what you observe from each, right? I do think there's a little more color going on in the Haus Labs. Not by much, but if that is an important characteristic for you, then definitely go with the Haus Labs, right? Maybe that's the reason why it is a little more expensive, because there is a little more pigment in the formula, but that's just my speculation. Let me know, fam, if you purchased the Glassy blush bombs from Haus Labs, in what shades. If you also purchase the Lowlight, I like the Lowlight. I know I didn't give it a huge kind of opportunity to make itself known. I still have to experiment with it, but off the gate, I enjoy its texture, how it practically melts into the skin, and I think it does deliver that low light highlight without accentuating texture, and a great opportunity for someone who is seeking a product just like this. They like highlight, they want to make that contrast on their cheeks, but they have texture on the cheeks, and shiny types of products, no matter how silky they are, always seems to accentuate texture on the region of the face. And having the low light, I think, not only to provide highlight, but a little bit of color as well, that I think when cocktailed with other blush products further amplifies the entire look of your cheeks, right? Especially, like, I love to create gradients, having one color on the lower part of my cheeks, apple area, and then bringing another color in for the hollows, bringing another type of highlighting product as the Dior Glow Maximizers. I have peachy and rosy. I like to tap that on the low and high end of my cheekbones, and just mixing everything together. Maybe I think a great combination would be low key with Dior's peachy, because the Dior Glow Maximizers definitely have more reflectivity than the low light, but I think that's on purpose, because that product has a lot more pearl in the formula, I believe, and naturally will appear more shiny. But could only imagine if you applied the low light first, perhaps the shininess will just turn down a little bit, because this is just my assumption. I will have to look further into this, that the low light possesses a similar technology as the blurring balms in combating excess oil and sweat, and just having a more refreshed look on the complexion, where if you like the Dior Maximizers but they're a little too shiny on you, then maybe you can apply the low lights first and the Dior on top, so that there is a balance in terms of the finish that's left behind on your skin. That still is giving you a little shine, but it's not going to break down and look, what's the word, sweaty and gross. So that is it, family. I'll see you down in those comments. Let me know what you've purchased recently, if it has been any of these products or something else. I'll see you down there, and until then, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, or maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I will see you in here again with another review tutorial, blush video, or maybe I'll film a dedicated blush cocktail video where I combine all my recently purchased blush products and just slap them all on my face. Take care, and I will see you again soon.